The NFL has developed a soft spot for Australian punters, and 3 years after being unsure of his future, another has achieved stardom. 3 years after taking up punting, former AFL player Arryn Siposs will play for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a story that gives all sports people trying to make it some hope. Arryn Siposs is a Philadelphia Eagles punter after trying for 3 years. The NFL is a brutal industry, which makes Arryn Siposs's achievement all the more crucial as he prepares to make his NFL debut for the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. His AFL career with St Kilda was cut short after just 28 games, and 3 years later, the now 28-year-old has earned a punting position on the Eagles' 53-man roster, taking over for former Melbourne rookie Cam Johnston, who has since joined the Houston Texans. Siposs only began punting when he was 25 years old, but his big leg earned him a scholarship to the University of Auburn, and after his undergraduate career ended, a tryout with the Detroit Lions. He wasn't signed by the Lions, but he was kept on their practice squad for the whole season last year, which proved to be an excellent learning experience as he searched for a roster place somewhere in the NFL this season. Having signed a futures contract with the Eagles in January, Siposs was invited to the team's preseason camp in May, where he impressed the coaching staff with his punting abilities, which included making tackles in practice game, which is unusual for punters. Then earlier this week, the Victorian received some shocking news that may have a profound impact on his life. It's been a long and winding road. On Wednesday night, Siposs spoke to NRL 360 from Philadelphia about his 5-year stint with the Saints, which he described as a genuine dream come true. "I would have loved to have played a little longer with the Saints," Siposs said. "I was fumbling around at VFL club Williamstown, unsure of what I wanted to do with my life. I decided to take the plunge because I figured I was going to have a shot at it. I might as well go for it. I arrived in the United States from Australia in 2018 and began my college career with Auburn, where I was fortunate to play in such a competitive environment. The SEC is completely insane. I had the opportunity to try out for the Detroit Red Wings, but it didn't quite work out as planned. I stayed on their practice squad for the rest of the season to learn the ropes. In Philadelphia, I was given another opportunity. It's quite exciting, and I'm looking forward to continuing this journey." Punting positions on all NFL teams are limited, and Australians have made it a habit of filling them in recent years, according to the league. Siposs and Johnston are among those who have signed with the team this season, which also includes Jordan Berry of Pittsburgh, Pro Bowler Michael Dickson of Seattle, and Mitch Wishnowsky of San Francisco, among others. Siposs will have an Australian teammate in the form of left tackle Jordan Mailata, while Adam Goetsis will be competing for the Jaguars this season. Siposs is well aware of the importance of simply making the roster, and he will be on the field against the Atlanta Falcons in the first week of the 2018 NFL season. "This is truly amazing. The business over here is quite difficult," he stated. "There are a lot of emotions rushing through your body when you receive the approval tick mark. You are overjoyed and relieved at the same time, knowing that you have fought so hard to earn a spot on the roster. I'm looking forward to getting started and play in Atlanta in 1 week," said the player. It has already been confirmed that Siposs would wear the number 8 shirt, thanks to demands from family and friends. He also understands the importance of his duty, and while punters may be assigned to a thankless tank, he understands that executing is the only way to continue his NFL career. "It is a different beast getting out there and executing, and I feel like I've prepared myself quite well for it," he recently stated in a statement to the local press. "There is always a learning curve because I have never participated in an NFL game. However, I have been preparing for a long time to ensure that I am prepared to take part." Season 2021 of the National Football League NFL Key Player Moments. Throughout the offseason, quarterbacks were the most talked about players. It all started with a quarterback swap between the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams, with Matthew Stafford going to the Rams and Jared Goff going the other way. Aaron Rodgers, the reigning MVP, has also expressed interest in leaving the Green Bay Packers. The Packers' top quarterback, who is 37 years old, was absent from the team's entire offseason program and only returned after the Packers agreed to restructure his deal. Russell Wilson, the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, has expressed dissatisfaction with his team's direction and has been linked to a trade to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for Aaron Rodgers. Deshaun Watson, the quarterback of the Houston Texans, is the subject of significant criminal allegations and may not be able to play at all. 7-time Tom Brady has agreed to a 1-year contract extension with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which will keep the renowned quarterback on the field past his 45th birthday. Brady won the Super Bowl Bowl in February. In addition, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected quarterback Trevor Lawrence with the first overall pick in the NFL draft. Quarterbacks Drew Brees, who was named MVP of Super Bowl XLIV and is the NFL's all-time top passer, recently announced his retirement after a brilliant 20-year career in New Orleans. In order to ensure that you watch every touchdown and major hit this season, you can choose from a number of different choices. Australians now have a variety of options for watching American football on their mobile devices. Aussie punters keep showing up in the NFL. When it comes to discovering and cultivating future generation football potential in college football, pipelines can be found all around the United States. DBU, Defensive Back University, is a nickname given to schools like Louisiana State University and Ohio State. These are schools that are noted for producing top secondary players for NFL teams. The Alabama Crimson Tide are known as WRU, Wide Receiver University, because they consistently produce exceptional wide receivers who go on to dominate the NFL. There are also Punter U, Australia. If you are looking for a gambler, go no farther than Australia. The top punters in the NFL in recent years have all been Australians. Mitch Wishnowsky, 49ers, Cam Johnston, Texas, Michael Dickson, Seahawks, Jordan Berry, Steelers, and Brad Wing and Lachlan Edwards, who have both carved out NFL careers, are among those who have done so. Prior to them, it was special teams players Sav Roca, Ben Graham, and Matt McBriar, as well as Darren Bennett, who is considered the pioneer after being introduced to the San Diego Chargers Hall of Fame, who made the NFL enticing to rising next-generation Australian talent in the 2000s. Former Australian rules forward Arryn Siposs was signed by the Eagles before the 2021 season in light of Johnston's departure after spending a year on the Detroit Lions practice squad, and two more players could enter the draft this week and write their names in the history books too. Although NFL teams have been reluctant to invest draft resources on special teams players in the past, Kentucky's Max Duffy, Perth, and Cincinnati's James Smith, Melbourne, having concluded their collegiate careers as two of the hottest prospects, there may be an exception for these two. If you aren't a diehard fan of the NFL draft, you should know that kickers and punters who play in special teams aren't often viewed as must-haves in the first round, and there's a reason for that. They aren't on the field as often as other positions, don't have as much of an impact on the game, and have a lower value ceiling, making their position much more cutthroat and competitive. There are only 32 punter positions available, and if you don't perform well, you could be cut at any time. In addition to Duffy and Smith, Melbourne's Hayden Whitehead, Indiana, and Stan Goydian, Hawaii, as well as Queensland's Tyson Dyer, New Mexico, have all submitted nominations for the draft. However, given what Australians bring to the game, and this is based on their experience growing up playing Aussie rules football, we're kicking the ball in a variety of ways. Tackling, marking, chasing, and launching the ball are all fundamentals of the game. Nailing special teams has become the recipe for success. It translates well to the NFL, where Australian punters are regarded as the most talented and adaptable candidates for the position. Their hang time, placement, and ability to place the ball and execute tactical plays like an onside kick provide NFL teams significantly more options than punters born in the United States. Duffy, on the other hand, has a huge leg and can easily flip the field. His ability to execute onside kicks and place punts effectively has him expected to go as high as the 5th round, which is exceptional for a punter. He's been praised for his ability to manage a bad snap, something he learned in the AFL, and for his ability to kick under pressure. He'd be the first player ever to be drafted into 2 distinct professional football leagues if he were to be drafted this weekend. Smith never played professional AFL football, but he was still playing for the Waggarata Rovers in 2017 when the Cincinnati Bearcats came calling. He was formerly a nominee for the Ray Guy Award, and teams admire his quickness in putting the boot to the ball and his accurate punts under duress. What do you think about this story? What do you think of the punting quality of Australians?